Welcome! Today, we're diving deep into something we all use every single day but probably don't think much about, our roads. We're not just talking about the traffic on them, but the massive, complex system that keeps them from falling apart. How do you manage the arteries of a nation? Well, let's get into it. Okay, just look at this number. 63 lakh 71,847 kilometers. That's India's road network. It's the second largest in the entire world. These aren't just stretches of tar, they are, quite literally, the lifelines of our economy, connecting every city, town, and remote village.
Right, so that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? How on earth do you manage something so huge and so important? I mean, it's not like you can just fix potholes as they appear and hope for the best. There has to be a smarter way, a system, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack today.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll look at the sheer scale of the challenge. Then, I'll introduce you to a really simple but powerful idea, thinking of it as healthcare for roads. We'll see how this system actually works, what a prescription for a road looks like, check out some real-life examples from across India, and finally, take a little peek into the future.
All right, Section 1. Let's start by putting ourselves in the shoes of a maintenance engineer. Imagine you're the person responsible for thousands of kilometers of roads. The weight of that responsibility is huge.
You're constantly bombarded with questions, right? First off, what do I even have? Which roads, which bridges, which signs? Then, what condition is everything in? Is this road good? Is that one about to collapse? Which one do I fix first, and how do I fix it? And you know, the $1 million or billion rupee question, how much is all this going to cost, and how can I justify my budget? To answer all of this, you need a proper system. And that system has a name. But to really get what it's all about, we need a simple analogy. Forget engineering for a second. Let's think about medicine. What if we started treating our roads like they were our patients? This is it, the Road Asset Management System, or RAMS for short. And honestly, the best way to understand it is to think of it as a complete healthcare system for roads. Seriously, it's all about regular checkups, diagnosing problems early, prescribing the right treatment, and most importantly, focusing on preventative care to keep the whole network healthy in the long run.
So you might be wondering, how does this hospital for roads actually work? What are the steps? Well, it's a very logical, data-driven process. Let's break it down.
It all kicks off with step 1, a thorough checkup, which is just a fancy way of saying massive data collection. All that information then goes into a medical record for each road in a central database. Next comes the diagnosis, where smart models predict how a road's health will decline over time, and finally, the treatment plan, which is all about finding the absolute best, most efficient maintenance strategy. Now, these checkups aren't your doctor's old stethoscope. We are talking about some seriously high-tech stuff. There are network survey vehicles, basically labs on wheels, that scan the road surface. Then you have things like a falling weight deflectometer to test the road's strength, and even ground-penetrating radar to see what's happening underneath the surface. It's literally a full-body MRI for the road.
Okay, so you've done the checkup, you have the diagnosis, now what? You need the right prescription. And this is where RAMS truly shines, by helping engineers make incredibly smart decisions with their limited budgets.
The whole philosophy behind RAMS can be summed up in this one sentence: doing the right thing at the right time for the lowest total cost. It's a game changer. It means moving away from just reacting to problems and instead proactively planning for the entire life of the road.
And this chart shows you exactly why that's so important. See, a road's condition declines pretty slowly for about the first 75% of its life. A small, cheap intervention here, that's preventative care. But if you wait until the last 25%, when it starts to fall apart super fast, the repairs can be 4 to 5 times more expensive. It's the classic, a stitch in time saves 9.
All that data gets translated into a simple score for each road, called the Pavement Condition Index, or PCI, and this score immediately tells you what to do. If a road scores between 85 and 100, fantastic. It just needs some routine cleaning. But if it drops below 40, well, it's probably time for a complete reconstruction. It's all about replacing guesswork with hard, actionable data. But here's the thing, you can't fix every road at once. So how do you prioritize? For that, engineers have a secret weapon, a powerful piece of software called HDM4. You can think of it as a specialist consultant or a financial advisor for roads. It crunches all the numbers to figure out where every single rupee will deliver the biggest bang for the buck. Now, this isn't just theory, Yar. This is really happening. RAMS is being rolled out in major projects all across India right now. Let's look at some examples.
So, India's journey with this tech has been evolving for a while. It really started gaining steam between 2006 and 2010, with a huge project for our national highways. More recently, from 2019, Kerala PWD implemented its own system. And right now, Odisha is in the middle of a massive project for its state roads. The momentum is definitely building.
And that Odisha project is just a fantastic case study. Get this, they're surveying over 22,000 lane kilometers of roads. Then, they're plugging all that data into the HDM4 software to create a super smart, data-driven maintenance plan. The sheer scale of it is just incredible to think about.
So this is where we are today. But what about tomorrow? What does the future hold? Well, it's about to get even smarter.
The vision for the future is pretty amazing. We're talking about using artificial intelligence to predict where potholes will form before they even happen. Imagine tiny little IoT sensors embedded in the roads, beaming real-time health data up to the cloud. The end goal is to create one single, intelligent, technology-driven ecosystem where our entire road network is practically self-aware.
So there you have it. From managing a single pothole to a nationwide intelligent strategy, RAMS is completely changing the game for how we look after our most crucial public assets. The big takeaway is this incredible shift from just fixing things that are broken to preventing them from breaking in the first place. Which leaves us with one final thought to ponder. As our roads get smarter, are we ready for the journey ahead? Thanks for tuning in.